Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is January 10th, 2026, and this is episode 152. Welcome. I hope you enjoy this little corner of the crafty internet that we're in, and welcome to new subscribers, returning subscribers, people who are just dropping in to see what this is all about. This is a place where I talk about all the things I do crafty, mostly knitting related. Today it is 100% knitting related, unless you're here for the books. My name is Roz, and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada, with my husband and my two kids who are 15 and 14. You can find links to my email or my Ravelry group or Instagram, all the places. I'm Rosberry Crafts in all those places. You can find that information down below, as well as I have a Ko-fi account if you're feeling generous, have a couple extra bucks hanging around. It helps with, purchasing equipment to record or other small incidentals that come up with recording. I have a few sections for you today and a couple surprises. Well, I feel like they're surprises, but maybe not. I have what are we wearing, finished objects, works in progress, events, and books. So I have quite a few things to talk about this week. Let's get into it. We will start with what am I wearing? This is the Playground Shawl by Justina Lokowska. And this is one of the very first shawls, not the first, but very early on in my shawl knitting stuff. When I started going to Knit City, Vancouver, it was just called Knit City at the time because they just had the one in Vancouver, but now they have them east and west, and it's a lovely, it was a very small event. I think it was at the Croatian Cultural Center in Vancouver. Now they do it at bigger locations because of course it's a huge market and huge classes and all sorts of things. Anyway, long story long, I bought this yarn at one of my first Knit Cities. Maybe not my very first one, but I know one year I went a little hog wild and bought a lot of stuff. And this was one of the skeins. I bought a lot from Gage because I just love her stuff. Okay, so this is Gage Dye Works. It is an MCN fingering, so it's a merino cashmere nylon. It is so soft. It is perfect amount of drape for shawls, but also you get the warmth, you get the structure. I block this probably once every few years, and you can still see it's got the decent points on the side. The lace work is pretty good. Anyway, it is a fingering self-striping shawl colorway. So you can see that the sections here for the color are smaller than the sections obviously here. The blue, you can see it on both sides here because it makes a big triangle. I'm not going to take it off because mics and all sorts of stuff. And this colorway is concrete and tulips. And I also have the reverse color of this, which is called concrete remixed. And so it has the purple at the bottom here and then the blue, and it goes through the colors in the opposite direction. I'm very excited about that. I haven't did anything with it yet, but I do have it. Future plans. Maybe that will come up as some of my oldest stash and I will have to knit it. So that is what I'm wearing today. Of course, I am also wearing hand knit socks today. Which ones am I wearing? Oh, I'm wearing my Mustache Beauty and the Beast colorway. I'm not going to hold my feet up on camera. Yeah, I'm actually feeling a little bit sore today. I am in week 2 of a new workout regime that I started over the Christmas break because I was just feeling like, I needed to switch it up a bit. Not that I'm not doing the New Year's resolution, join a gym thing. But just changing up what I'm doing a little bit, and that sometimes makes your muscles feel a little weird and sore, and in a good way. All right, that's enough about that. Let us move on to finished objects. I'm so excited. So this is a scarf pattern, but this is obviously a very small scarf. So this is May by Isolde Teague. It comes in, you can do this in 3 sizes. It is a double thick scarf. So if you can see like it's flat there, but you can pull it out. Anyway, I blocked it so it was flat, so it laid nicely. It was so easy to block. The stitches she has you do on the edge make this, let's see if it'll show, this really nice edge that just lays so flat. I don't think I got any pictures of me in this yet, but I actually really like it just as like a throw on over your shoulders, because I put the point at the back and it covers your neck and that little bit of a gap that you get. If you wear something around your neck, sometimes there's a bit of a space between where your sweater ends and your shawl begins. But this doesn't have that problem because you just wear it around your neck. You can tie it or not tie it and it just stays there. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm very happy with this. And of course, because you knit tip to tip, and yeah, I don't even know which end I started at, but once you pass the halfway point, it's like goes faster and faster and faster, and this just the last bit flew off the needles. And the striping is really fun. I think it's good. It's not as stark of a contrast in person. I mean, there is light and dark for sure, but it's a bit more muted. The yarn that I used for this is some Elan.com Sock It To Me shades, and this is the color that's called Rainforest. Elan.com is no longer, so you can't get this yarn. And this was the last skein that I had of this Sock It To Me shades. So all 4 of those are used up now, done, dusted. This used every single scrap. I think I had like not even a gram left, like a tiny, tiny nugget. So that I'm counting it as used up. So there we go, done and done and done. Yeah, so I guess you'll have to see what I cast on for next with my oldest stash. If you are new to this channel, last year, and I am continuing it into this year, I am endeavoring to have at least 1 project on the needles with my oldest stash according to Ravelry. So you'll have to wait for whips to see where we are there. Yeah, so we're getting into whips now. This is in my beautiful sister's camping bag. And yeah. I've made some progress. Honestly, I don't even remember where I was on these socks, and I did not put in a progress keeper. Note to self, as you're editing this, put in progress keepers on all your projects. Okay, I actually am really excited about these socks. So these are the Misselwaite Manor socks, and it's by Lisa K. Ross. This is part of her Secret Garden collection. So Secret Garden is a book. I don't think, I have a special copy, but I don't know if you can see it on here. And Mike just rearranged the bookshelf now that our Christmas stuff is away. Isn't it pretty? So these socks are from the Secret Garden collection. And Misselwaite Manor is the house that she goes to stay at with her uncle. So let's see if you can, it's not a complicated pattern, and it's quite stretchy, so I'm excited about these. I didn't do too long of a cuff. It's a bit of a story there. Taylor saw the color of this yarn and was like, hey, could you just quickly crochet me up a little bandana in that color to tie it like a head bandana, which wouldn't take that much yarn, and I'm sure I will have some left from this. Yeah, and I often knit my socks quite tall and then end up kind of like folding them over or slouching them down a bit because I don't like them that long. So I thought, I'll just knit these ones shorter, then I will definitely have some left to make her a bandana. So, okay, the yarn is Knit Picks Felici Stroll the Heather. This is Thirst Heather, and it's like a greeny, bluey, gray, and then the heather bits are white and brown and black, kind of cream and tan, that kind of brown. Yeah, anyway, yeah. I have done the heel on both of them. It looks really funny right now if you look on this side because there's like a big gap there. So I am using the heel pattern that I've done recently, which is Mina's Vanilla Sock Heel with the mini mock gusset. Is that what it's called? I don't know. It'll all be on the screen down here because I can't remember the name of it, but it's, now I can't remember her name. She has a podcast on YouTube called The Knitting Expat, Mina something. Again, it will be here. All my projects will be linked down below. I list all of the patterns and all of the yarn that I use so you can find it all. And you can also check the show notes, which are in the description box down below. So it's all there. Yeah, anyway, last night, Taylor and I, the boys were out at volleyball, so Taylor and I decided that we would have a girls' movie night, and we watched The Princess Diaries. And then as soon as we finished that one, we watched the second one, because of course that's what you do on a Friday night. So I turned both the heels. I do have to finish the heels, which I will do tonight. I think we're going to watch the new Jurassic Park movie tonight. So I will do that. And I am loving this yarn. It's so soft. That's the only problem. So this is part of the Knit Pick Stroll Felici. I have some other socks in that, and I do find that they don't wear as well. They pill, and they, oh, there's my laundry. And they kind of sag a bit. Like they're fine when you put them on, but then by the end of the day, they're kind of drooping. So I'm hoping that these ones are okay because they've got that kind of ribbing, sucky-iness on the ankle, and they're not that tall, so they won't be kind of slouchy at the top. That's probably enough talking about one pair of socks. Let's move on to my next work in progress. I know I've made some progress on this, and I have been loving it. Also, I took it a couple places because it is in my on-the-go yarn bag. And I got some compliments on it because it does look very fun. This is the Checkerwork hat by Vexy. This is the fingering weight version. There is a fingering weight and a DK version. You can find them both on Ravelry and probably other places. And the yarn that I used for this one is a Knit Picks Felici again, and this is their self-striping Ever After. And I only have a 50-gram ball of this, so, I mean, yeah, I've still got lots left. Well, that's not lots, but, oh, and I've got this other bit too. If I have to use it at the top, nobody will notice. So, yeah, that is, what is happening here? That's from my socks. Too many bits of yarn everywhere. So I've made quite a few rounds of progress on here. Again, I did not put a progress keeper on. I need to get to that. Yeah, so that it's just chugging along. That's kind of like my on the go when I need sitting waiting in the car. Usually I have a like super simple project. I'm kind of enjoying having something that's a bit more thinky than just round and round knitting. So yeah, that's good. And I have, as I alluded to earlier, I have one more work in progress. And okay, so first of all, let us admire, I'm gonna zip it closed so we don't get any sneak peeks. Let us admire this beautiful bag. This is from Twice Sheared Sheep. This was part of my advent calendar, and it is Red Riding Hood and Grandmother and the Hunter and the Wolf, and oh, it's just so cute. There is a pocket on the outside. Okay, so let's start with this. This is my current oldest stash. This is some Cascade Heritage in their paints in the color 9926. I made a pair of socks from their Nancy Wheeler sock, and I can't remember which one they are. Nancy Wheeler is a sock designer, and she is also a YouTuber as well under Knit Sip Happy. She's also Canadian, so you know. Anyway, so I made socks a while ago with this yarn. So this is now my oldest stash, but I made, I mean, when I make socks, I tend to have enough left to do something else with it. I was kind of poking around in my queue. I definitely have some shorty socks, but I wasn't sure if I would have enough to make the shorty socks that I was looking at, because they have like a fold over hem and stuff. And I was like, well, I can just find something else to do the toe with. It'll be fine. They're in my shoes. I wear shoes, like I have an indoor running shoe that I wear in the house all the time, so you wouldn't see it anyway. And anyway, long story short, I have another sock pattern in my queue that, yeah, I kind of threw in there because I was like, I have some color work socks, but I don't wear them that much because I feel like I need to practice my color work. But so I didn't want like an all over color work sock, but I saw these ones, I threw them in my queue, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll make those at some point. But you know what? What better way to work on your color work than in a small project? Because in a big project, it's a very different experience, and I want to make more color work socks. In the winter, I have like shorty boots, so I wear like leggings with my wool socks over top of the leggings and my shorty boots, so you get like the peak of the sock hanging out over the boot. I think it's really cute. That is often how I wear my socks. So why not have a fun color work cuff that sticks out over my boot? Makes sense, right? Okay, I'm going to show you now. It is Saturday afternoon right now, and I started these on Thursday evening. I'm so happy, and blocking will help these so much. But yeah, aren't they so cute? Okay, they're super Christmassy, and I don't care. These are called Deck the Halls, and they are by This Handmade Life. And oh, they look even better on camera. I know that blocking will just even everything out. I definitely have, if you look on like the side here, I have some like definitely wobbly stitches where I left too much tension. But honestly, I would rather that than not enough tension. And they're good and stretchy. Like this is totally gonna go over my heel. That's not a problem. So I'm so excited. However, I now have this. So what I decided to do, because I wasn't sure how much of the red I could actually get through, I split each of my three colors, so I have red, green, and white, well, it's like a creamy white, into two balls so that I could still knit them two at a time. I did knit the cuffs individually, and I went up a needle size for the color work, and I knit it flipped inside out, which messed with my mind a bit. I had to think about it a little bit, but yeah, basically in 2 evenings, I knit sock cuffs. And then I have put them now on the same needle. They are at the exact same row, and I'm starting the color striping section. I just have a stripe of red in there. So, oh, so good. Okay, so I already talked about the Cascade Heritage, which is the red. And then I have some Lion Brand sockies in this marshmallow colorway. It is just white. And then I have the leftovers from the hat that I knit recently. These is Riverstone Yarn Super Rush Merino sock in Walk in the Woods. And I was originally thinking that I wanted a darker green because of the darker red, but actually I really like it. I really, really like how this has turned out. And it is a yarn management nightmare. Yeah, and I really should have used my yarn gator that I got in my advent calendar. And maybe I will go get that and put it on my bag, and hopefully that'll help keep everything managed. But now I'm just knitting like one color per row. There's no more color work per se in here in the socks. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We will see what happens with that. I'm very excited about these. Yeah, I'm just so excited. Okay, hold on. My computer went to sleep. Okay, so I talked about the pattern, talked about the yarn. I'm just so happy with it. Like I think that the green being a bit lighter, like it would have looked really good with the darker, but I think because the red is so dark that it would kind of blend too much. Because in this, I don't know if you can see, but there's some like really, really dark, like almost black bits in there. And if the green had been really dark, then it would have blended with it, right? Anyway, that's too much information. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so I am thoroughly enjoying that. I have a feeling that these are going to fly off the needles, and because now I just have, stripes to do. We'll see. We'll see if the yarn management drives me nuts or not. That is it for Works in Progress. Next up is events. I am still participating in the Downseller Studio, a pigskin party for 25-26, and that is coming to a close next month in February. So if you want more information on that, check out her website below. Basically, you can enter whatever projects you're working on as long as they were started after the September 7th-ish start date, and then and finished before the Monday after the Super Bowl, then you are good to enter them. And she has some really great prizes, lots of fun talk over there, lots of fun things to do with that knit along. And I need to catch up and make sure that stuff is entered in there, because I hate doing it right at the end. So I should do that now. It's a good idea. What is next? The last section for today is books. I have some books. Okay, the first one is The Maple Leaf Widow, which is by Darcy Burke. This is a historical romance. And when I say historical, it's just loosely set in history. It's nothing to do with historical. It is a romance book, but it's not spicy, not super spicy. Anyway, it's a good book. It was I just needed, the problem is that I get stuck in these series, and then I get stuck into like, oh, I need to read everything that this author puts out. I needed a fluffy, light-hearted book in between my different series that I'm reading. And so I started, and then I just read the whole 5-book series. So that was the last one in that series, which is good because then I don't have another series added to my series list. I just read them all and I'm done with them. These are also they're 150, 180 page books. So are they even, I think they're novellas? I don't know. I read them on my Kobo. They're on Kobo Plus. I just load them up and read them and enjoy them because it's fun, it's romantic, it's, there's always some sort of like, woe is me situation, and yeah, anyway, it's good. It's good. Next is a series I have sort of talked about on here a few times. My 14-year-old daughter and I are reading the Powerless series by Lauren Roberts. I have finally finished the first book, which is Powerless. Oh, so good. So there's definitely a YA book. So you have to enjoy that kind of teenage perspective, and like the teenage angst, right? But it's like a little bit Hunger Games, a little bit what was that other series that I read? Anyway, it's like kind of dystopian, but not it's not dystopian in that they have technology. It's like dystopian in they never had technology, so they don't have, they still have to cook over a fire and stuff like that, but they have running water, sort of. Some places have running water, so they're kind of in that ballpark. Coming of age, adventure, intrigue, it's got it all. Love it's teenagers. It's totally appropriate for my 14-year-old daughter to be reading. So I read the first novel. It was very good. It, of course, ends on a cliffhanger because, you know, it's a 3-book series. And then there is a 1.5, which is a novella, which is the last kind of half of the book-ish, told from a different character's point of view. So it's her best friend who they have to go to different places and then meet up again. So, but it's everything in that one is told from her point of view, and she has a love interest. So, you know, and I don't want to spoiler anything. I found the 1.5. It's called Powerful. I found it very hard to read because I knew what was going to happen at the end, and it's very sad. Then I read the second book, which is Reckless, and I listened to that one on audiobook. Yeah, I powered through that one. It was also very good. Ended on an even bigger cliffhanger because of course it did. And now I am in the last one, which is called Fearless. And then there is a 3.5, which is a bit of an epilogue, called Fearful. That's what it's called. Anyway, I don't know much about the last one. I'm like a third of the way into the third book, and yeah, I'm kind of getting a bit of like the why are there teenagers in charge of all of this very important stuff? But that's what happens in YA books, right? So it's fine. I just, you know, and they make questionable choices because they're teenagers. They're in love. So yeah, I had to take a couple day break from that one, and but I am back reading it now. I've got it on audiobook as well, so probably by next week when I record, I will have that one done and dusted. And that is all of my books, and that is everything I have to talk to you guys about today. If you would like to get in contact with me, you can check out the links down below. If you have liked this episode, I hope that you will give me a thumbs up, a little thumbs up at the bottom here, and subscribe if you aren't already. Tell a friend. That is a great way to spread good cheer of this little corner of the crafty internet. We will see you guys again next time. Bye.